Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing today? My name's Jonathan. Welcome to uh, my broadcast today. It is, I believe, my 35th broadcast here for my 3-year weight loss challenge. I am on day 60, so that's like 2 months, which is awesome. Um, Things have been going really well. Suppose I could do kind of a quick for rundown of what I've done for 2 months. For the first 40 days, I water fasted, lost about 90 pounds, and then at the end of that, I switched over to a whole food plant based and then salt, oil, sugar free diet. I've been doing that with my wife now here since day 42. So that's about 18 days of that. So we're 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks into it. Things have been going really well with it. How's everybody else's diets going? I hope everything is going well with you. You guys have any questions? Pop them in the chat. I'd love to help you out. If you're not watching this live, you can still ask questions, and maybe the next live video that I do, I can address those questions. But also, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Um, and You can also follow me on Instagram, and it's at Fasting. That is FAHSTING. And we are getting underway here. If anybody's got any non-scale victories, I'd love to hear about them. Carrie's asking about the picture. That is not today, but it could be. We did get a lot of snow overnight last night, and it was snow, and then we got sleet, and so it's like this thick crust on top of the snow. So it's kind of a pain to deal with. Bolt says, "Hi, how are you today?" The Some of my non-scale victories would be that I did deal with snow quite a bit and didn't really have any issues with being out on my feet shoveling at home, and then at work I actually probably had to shovel more at work than I did at home. Um, but I definitely handled that better than I would have if I was 100 pounds heavier. Also, another thing, and it's a goofy thing, but we at my house, I have a really long driveway, and we have like this dune buggy thing that has a plow on the front of it. And I love driving it. It's fun to drive. I don't drive it as much because of my weight, but when I was plowing, I was driving it and uh, realized that I could adjust the tilt on the steering wheel down and it wouldn't hit my gut or my stomach. And that is something that I've definitely noticed in the cars. But on that, I was able to tilt that down, and I thought that was kind of cool that I wasn't kind of filling up the whole little car thing we have for plowing the driveway. Bolt, the only thing I need help with is getting rid of this boil, or more likely an abscess. It's so frustrating the antibiotics didn't work. Yeah, I think you just posted something on the Discord like right before I went live, so I didn't get a chance to really look over it well. Um, yeah, I know you said you went to a doctor. He gave you some antibiotics. I think that um, that's something a dermatologist definitely, especially like an abscess, like if it's like an open sore. Um, I guess is where's it located? I guess would be another thing. I don't, but I'm not a doctor, so I can't really help you a whole lot. I know you were saying you were frustrated that the fasting was causing it to flare up, and so I know you've been following that AIP diet, and so as long as you have um, that to continue with that diet, very restrictive, very close to what I'm doing from the looks of it. I know there's not a lot of variety with it when you first start doing that from what I saw. But um just, keep your calories at a good point, and I I would check with the dermatologist on it. Really, I mean, if the antibiotics didn't work, then maybe it's not what they thought it was. And and where did you say it's not open and it's kind of on your left butt or buttock? Okay. Um, very deep. Like, I guess I don't know what you mean by deep. If it's not open, uh, it's like you can like put your finger in it, but it's like I don't know. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm not a doctor. I don't know. But I would definitely follow up with them and tell them that the antibiotics didn't work. Um, or maybe it has to be a longer run of them. I'm not sure. But the other non-scale victory. I don't know if I wore this shirt. I don't know if I've worn this shirt on stream. I don't remember ever wearing this shirt, honestly. There was a couple times where Carrie bought me some shirts that I didn't try on before she bought them, and I was close. And there's always that. Well, I'm gonna diet anyways and lose 20 pounds, and they'll fit. So this might have been one of those shirts. I don't know. I might have worn it once, but it definitely fits well. The 5X, which is cool, um, and it's just nice to be in different clothes than the gray shirt that I pretty much wore the whole month that I did the fast there. That was, I have like 5 or 6 of those. I would just buy the t-shirt packages at the um, big and tall place, that come in 4 packs. Um, Carrie says the AIP diet's probably fine when you deal with that. Don't stress about not being able to fast. You can do that when your body settles down. Yeah, I mean um, there's benefits to intermittent fasting and doing um, a 20 or even 18-hour fast and then eating for a window and seeing if that works for you. um and this is all about finding what works best for each of us individually too. And so let's see, say it's like a marble deep under your skin with a swollen area around above it. But yeah, uh it looks normal but slightly bruised. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I've had like uh, what I would call a boil, like a pus filled kind of thing. Um, but nothing that I would say was like a permanent or was there for a real long time. Like a lot of times I get something like that from chafing or who knows, um, but usually it's something that goes away or it kind of pops. Yes, doesn't sound like we got going on, but no, I mean, I hope you need to get it figured out. The weight loss is as long as you're not gaining weight, as long as you're not using that as an excuse to go and uh, binge eat or overeat or do something because you're having these issues. I understand that it's frustrating, but um, it's the binge eating is not going to solve that problem any better than the best thing to solve that problem is seeing a doctor and having them continue to check it. So just stay with the AIP. I think you got a handle on that, and it sounds like that's what you were going to go to, and just keep at it. The uh, the talked about that. The other thing I guess I did weigh today. I didn't update it on here, and I feel like that's not the right weight from the last time I weighed in, but it could be. I weighed in. I didn't video the weigh in. I don't know that I'm gonna continue to like constantly video them. I will video them occasionally, but it's not gonna be like every time I weigh in, I video it, I guess. And so I was at 413. I had weighed in Monday. It was 413.6. So I guess that's says 2 pounds since Monday. I don't think that that's right though. What I guess it is. Yeah. So yeah, I'm still losing weight at a pretty good rate. I guess that's 2 days later. I For some reason I thought I was 414, so I wasn't expecting that I would have a 2 pound loss, and that's great that I had a 2 pound loss. I actually ate I've been eating a lot. I know I've said that the last couple of days, but I feel like I have definitely been eating to a point of fullness. Uh, I've been incorporating more vegetables. I got whole a little package of them here. Oh, how funny! You can't see the celery. It's the invisible. This is my whole pack. I ate the whole thing. Kind of a block. Sorry, I'm gonna get. Anyways, there is celery in there. I promise. I did eat some of it. I'm not the biggest fan of celery, but I will eat it. It gives me the invisible celery is even less calories, says Awesome Pitch. And yes, even fewer calories. So I could eat it on stream, but it would look like I'm eating nothing. So I guess that doesn't do anything. I mean, I couldn't actually prove that I'm eating celery. But yeah, no, I've been snacking on those. I got that little thing there. The shredded wheat. Carrie sent me some photos of what we're gonna have for dinner or a snack tonight. I'm excited to try these oatmeal things she's making. She also spent a lot of time yesterday making uh, some marinara sauce that I'm excited to try that on some brown rice noodles or something of that sort. Um, One of the things I want to talk about is that one of the book I've been listening to, The Pleasure Trap. They talk about uh, their diet and things, and one of the things that they talk about is, uh, and it's interesting that they talk about it in the book because it's something where they talk about it in reference to their diet, but I think that it could be used across the board, whether you're doing the diet that they promote or whether you're doing carnivore or uh, keto or paleo or vegetarian or vegan, whatever your diet choice is. There's a couple things they talk about in regards to um, the objections you get from people or the conversations you end up having with people for when you go on a diet and when you go into social situations. And I thought it was interesting that they address it in the book. One of the reasons that they address it in the book is because they are addressing the fact that uh, social social interactions, social acceptance, and social just everything uh, is an inherited uh, instinctual traits within people. Sort of like we have instincts towards eating or reproducing, social uh, social aspects is instinctual for us. And so what they talk about it from a social aspect, and what they talk about is that you're going to run into a couple different types of people no matter what diet you choose to go on, that uh, you're going to run into having to defend your diet or your choices. And I thought it would be interesting to share what they talk about because one of them brings kind of a psychological aspect in I didn't expect. But the first thing that they talk about is when you are confronted with somebody who has chosen a different diet option than you, or feels that they know what's right. And uh, many times it's in good faith, and they may know what is right for them, but what's right for them isn't necessarily right for everybody. And my opinion when it comes to losing weight is there are a lot of ways to skin that cat to lose weight. There's a lot of ways. I mean, I've lost weight many different ways. Um, After the weight loss, that's what I'm trying to work on figuring out, and I have a long time to do it because I'm losing the weight. But back to the whole point of what I'm going on about. Um, when somebody tries to tell you that your diet fails in some aspect, or it doesn't have the right number of uh, right amount of protein, or right amount of carbohydrates, or right amount of fat, uh, that you have to, if you don't have a plan going into these types of conversations, then it's tough to handle them in the moment. And so that's why I think it's interesting to talk about it ahead of time. Um, but uh, they say you need to use an argument that they call the seams argument, which is that you don't you don't have to show any 100% confidence in what you're doing as being the right thing. And so what you would do is, if somebody were to say, that you're not getting enough protein from a vegan or vegetarian diet, then you can say, well, it seems to be working for me, and it seems to have uh, positive effects for me. And so they talk about, you deflect it, you don't come back at them trying to argue why your diet is better. You just tell them it works for you better. And then also, if you give them like an out and you say, I understand that this isn't for everybody, but it seems to be working for me, and I'm going to keep doing that, or keep continuing on. And I thought that was a good kind of, like I said, just to have that in your head before you go. Like if you were going to like an office party or a social gathering where somebody, or even if somebody notices that you're losing weight, and then they say, "Oh, what are you doing to lose weight?" And then you tell them, and then immediately they go after you for the way you're losing weight. It's happened to me in the past, and um, it's just know that you don't have to defend it to the death. You just tell them it's working for you. Um, and the other thing they talked about was, a lot of times, like if you go to like a holiday thing or a social event with family, you feel like you get pressured, or you may have family members that know what you're doing for a diet and they don't agree with it, or uh, they're not dieting, and so they may try to push things onto you. But one of the things that they talk about as far as the social aspect is that, like when you go to, let's say you were to go to Christmas and everything passed or whatever, but you went to a Christmas holiday party with your family, and there's cinnamon rolls that your aunt made, and your aunt says, "Oh, you should try the cinnamon rolls I made," and you say, "No, it's uh, I'm on a diet," and then they push you. "Oh, it just one, and what's that gonna hurt?" Um, and then even as far as saying, like, "Well, I know they're your favorite, so I made them for you." Those are all arguments you may have to face, and be knowing that you may face those. Having responses is always good, or that's what. But one of the aspects that they talked about with the social part of that is that it's not that you're doing anything wrong, but it's that they're having to watch you exert willpower while they're not. So Like, if you go in and say, well, I'm not eating anything that's off my diet, I'm sticking to my diet, or I'm not even eating because I ate before I came or whatever. Um, so they see you choosing a healthier road, whereas they are not choosing that. They are, you know, they're eating unhealthy in their own eyes, really. I mean, it's more of they're ashamed that they don't have the willpower that you have exerted, um, in order to restrain yourself from eating, and so uh, they feel like that diminishes them in your eyes, if that makes sense. So, an example of like the ant, when you say, uh, no, I'm not doing that, but they are, then it makes you, uh, it makes it like you are better than them, or you are being better than them. So they are not as good as you, even though it's not what's going on in your head. It's not what, I mean, and that happens so many times. What's going on in people's heads isn't actually what's going on. But yeah, they're trying to drag you down with them as well, is some of it. And so just going into those scenarios or those situations with, uh, knowing that, and what they say to do in those situations is to just, again, not, be definitive or be like, this is what you got to do but you say it's working for me. This is, or I'm really in a groove with my diet right now and I don't want to break it. And then you can go as far as admitting your own past faults. Just be like, I'm really in a groove with this diet, but uh, you know, I slipped up before eating something like that, and it put me down. And I want to stay in this. I'm in a good place, and I want to stay in this good place. Those are all things that you can use to help, that. Those scenarios, and like I said, going in with a game plan will help, as far as what to say. And Bolt says here, when I lost weight in the past, I had about as many negative comments as positive ones. It bothered me a bit. Yeah. um it is, there's it, it's the a lot of the people that see the weight loss, and when you do lose a lot of weight, they're very congratulatory, and I've, but there have been people that when when they ask what you're doing, that when you tell them, they're gonna tell you that there was a better way, or you shouldn't have done it that way, or any issue that you're having is because you're doing it the way that you did it. So it's kind of, um, it's just, I like I said, I thought it was interesting. The book kind of specifically points out, because the that diet is not, uh, as accepted as the other diets seem to be, um that you're going to run into those type of arguments, and just be prepared, and like I said, it's universal across all diets. It's anytime, like when I did, sort of like Awesome is eating low calorie, I did that when I lost a bunch of weight. And what I find funny about it in retrospect is that when people asked me what I did to lose all the weight, I would jokingly say, "Well, I just quit eating," because it felt like I was eating like less, definitely less than 1,000, probably less than 600 calories many days. And they would be like, "Oh my god, you got to eat," and it's so funny now that I've lost 100 pounds, literally not eating anything, like even more extreme than I did, when I lost the 125 over 6 months. So, um, yeah, I just, that's something I laugh when I think about, how the objection. I remember the looks on people's faces when I would say that, and uh, Now I'm actually doing it. I did it more extreme than that even at the time. Yeah, so I'm not gonna be on anymore this week because we're going out of town. I'm gonna be back on Monday. Uh I'm excited to hopefully have a bunch of non-scale victories from going out and doing fun stuff with the family here. Um, the uh, I'll have to check out. I'll try to keep my. I'll get my watch is pretty charged up, but I if I don't remember, you guys can remind me on Monday. I'll go over maybe the my step counts for the days because my Garmin should tell how well I do as far as a step count. I don't know how, with swimming and stuff, but um and I can actually program things. Yeah, I'm gonna be on Monday Bolt. And then I can do I could probably post some stuff up on Instagram maybe. That's maybe some places where, the water park or something. Do something more than just have some scale photos on there. So yeah, if you're not following that, check out my Instagram. That's at Fasting, FAHSTING. Gary, you have to remind me to post on Instagram. Um, there's still going to be some things I'm not going to be able to do at the swim park, which sucks. But if maybe I'll go in another year and I can compare how much fun stuff I'm able to do in a year versus this year. I don't know if I talked about my foot. I know you guys were asking about my foot, but I started wrapping it like with what ended up happening is I had to shovel this morning and it was a little bit sore and I put on some boots that I had and they really were tight around my feet and it made my foot feel a lot better. So I went back to wrapping my left foot and it's been great all day with it wrapped. So I think that's helping whatever was uh, going on with that. And so this weekend will be a definite test for the ankle. I gotta say, if I'm having issues come Monday, Tuesday, I have to start looking at maybe getting something looked at or x-rayed or something. But overall, it feels a lot better today versus previous days. That's gonna be about it for me, unless anybody else has any questions. There is the uh, Discord channel that uh, we've been running that people have been updating on. That is the fasting Discord. If you guys want to check that out, I was gonna see if I could do this real quick while we are like live. I can just do this. So in the chat here, can I write in my own chat? Oh, I can't. I have to actually sign into YouTube to do it. That's crazy. Well, I was gonna try to share the link, but somehow my streaming software is not linked to YouTube in that way. So, anyways, guys, if you get a chance, check out the Instagram, check out that, and I just pasted the Discord link into the chat, so it's at the bottom here. You can hit that as well. Let me just make sure nobody else said anything. All right, guys, I'm gonna have a blast this weekend. I hope you guys all have a good weekend. Stay safe. If you do have any questions, hit us up on Discord. Yeah, I'm excited. You guys have a good weekend.